The left-wing blogs were, in fact, today assigning blame for this bridge collapse. And need we guess who it is they were blaming?
Crooks and liars. It's terrorism, all right, but a different kind. It's the terrorism of spending $1 trillion in Iraq, killing people, while the infrastructure of this country goes into the sink, literally.
There's more.
Crooks and liars. From the big dig in Boston to the levees in New Orleans to the sewers in New York, and now this, we're doing Al-Qaeda's work for them. All OBL has to do is sit and wait for us to crumble on our own.
Big dig, huh?
Yeah, so they got the big dig in there. They got the sewers of New York in there.
Wow.
Something going on in the sewers I don't know about?
Well, one blew up the other day, but other than that.
That wasn't a sewer. That was a steam pipe, for God's sakes. I don't even get that straight.
Crooks and liars. We, the liberals, didn't make this political. Fox News did. It's documented. We have them on the clock. This is a big pluke for Bush and the neocons. It is a second Katrina and closer to home for Joe Lunchbox. Plus no black folks looting.
Wow. They're really taking a kind of a kind and open-minded view of the disaster, aren't they? You know,
Dust hadn't even settled yet.
no.
Crooks and liars. A 40-year-old bridge collapses? Why? Maybe because of the lack of retrofitting, lack of funding. Yep, they're too busy spending on this f***ing illegal war in America, the war against democracy.
Ooh.
Daily Kos. No one has the balls to take this one on. Every week there's a new national tragedy. I am waiting for a national figure with the balls to call these warning signs what they are. Republican disdain for and neglect of government, oversight, venality, insensitivity to human suffering, tax breaks for rich folks, blatant government incompetence, dirty politics, and bleeding our resources in our immoral f***ing war.
You think there were any piercings on the person who wrote that?
Undoubtedly.
You think maybe there's some metal work going on
Patchouli
there?
oil.
I know that, dude. Too bad Karl Rove was not on that bridge.
Wow. What was that one?
Raw story. Too bad Karl Rove was not on that bridge.
Wow.
Raw story. Time to hang these murderers for high treason and mass murder. It's time to saddle up and get ready for revolution and hang these murdering sons of bitches for their treason and their complicity in mass murder. Our infrastructure is falling the f*** apart because of our fiscal mismanagement of these filthy Republican scumbag and it has to stop.
Boy, I thought they were just blaming Bush. I'm in there. All Republicans are in there. Anybody who isn't a left-winger who wants to spend $1 trillion on bridges.
Raw story. What caused the bridge to collapse? Are they f***ing kidding? There's only one thing that causes a bridge to collapse. Criminal neglect by two non-democratic governors. Republicans, as we all know, love to cut funds for vital maintenance of public infrastructure. Eventually, that results in disasters like this one. I guarantee you that many more such disasters, bridges and tunnels collapsing, pipes rupturing, etc., will continue to happen. Welcome to Bush World. Fasten your seatbelts, pack a parachute, and bring your water wings.
All right, so in 1994, who was president in 1994, Angry Rich?
That'd be Bill Clinton.
1994, federal highway infrastructure spending was $19 billion. 95, it was $19 billion. 96, it was $20 billion. 97, it was $21 billion. 98, it was $22 billion.
Bush must have spent almost nothing on it, right?
Well, no. Actually, for 2007, $69.9 billion is going to be spent in infrastructure improvements, and more than two-thirds, $50 billion, will be to assist states and localities with their transportation infrastructure, primarily highways. So overall, Bush was spending about 3 times, I think, what Clinton did in his entire administration.
So you did Fox's bidding on this show. You did your nice little conservative hit job on me.
Well, and nonetheless, somehow it's still Bush's fault.
Raw story. It is neglect of the infrastructure due to Bush spending on Iraq almost all the money that is supposed to keep our roads and bridges safe, as well as equipment needed in the case of natural disasters like Katrina and Greensburg tornado. Bush is to be blamed. I hope and pray that he dies a horrible, painful, lonely death someday, then goes straight to hell to burn for eternity.
What? Where was that? Which particular...
Raw story.
Raw story. Oh, they're a bunch of... This is the real story of 2006 and 7. That anything that happens anywhere on the planet, but especially in this country, is Bush's fault, according to the far-left blogosphere.
Daily Kos. Fox is great on sensational stuff, like explosions, kidnapped girls, stuff like that. Seriously, Fox owns breaking news. That's how they keep their viewers, by occasionally destroying the competition.
Wow. Nice.
Was that a
Little
compliment?
curveball in there.
Was that a compliment? Well, let's back up one.
Democrat underground. Because Iraqis and Saudis got oil, that
There you
means
go.
money for the already filthy rich
There you
Americans. They just suck up all the money they ought to be going into the fat cat's pockets. Lives, safety.
Blame Bush. Would you blame Bush because the bridge fell in the river?
There's a new sheriff in town, and keeping you safe from liberal rhetoric is his duty.
Liberal varmint.
The name's Gibson on Fox News Talk.